I think I'm live. Hi everyone, welcome to another one of our LinkedIn Live events. Today's topic is going to be building self-belief as a life coach. Specifically as a life coach who has not yet scaled their business or is still in the process of getting, your first 10 to 15 clients. Now, the reason we have chosen this topic, specifically self-belief as a coach, is because over and over again I have found that whenever a coach gets stuck in their journey, it's usually because they have started to lose belief in themselves, belief in the process of building the business, and just in general belief, right? And the reason this topic is so important is because without self belief you can't really start and you can't really scale, because at any point of time, just give me 1 second, I'll fix the camera placement. Okay, yeah. Without self belief, not only is it difficult to start, but the moment you're going to hit one roadblock, you're going to hit one wall, you are going to want to give up, right? Because before evidence comes, before any proof comes, it is only you and your belief that this is something that you want to do and this is something that's going to work. So initially you don't really know the results of whatever you're going to do, and that is why self belief is so important. And today we are going to understand it a bit deeper, and we're also going to understand how we can develop it sustainably, because you have to understand that building self belief is action, it's exercise. It is not something that some automatic manifestation or some automatic thought that I can give you that's going to change things for you. Self belief is something that you practice over and over again until it becomes second nature to you, right? So before I start, I will just check if we are fine on the internet side. Okay, I think we are doing fine. Yeah, great. So self belief is usually of two types, right? One is an internal self belief. So that kind of self belief is when it comes from within you that I'm going to be able to do it. That whatever it is that I've taken up, I will be able to do it. Another kind of self belief is an external self belief. That is a self belief that you develop when you see evidence of whatever it is that you're doing, right? So you're doing something and you see it working out in real world, and that self belief comes from that evidence. Now, the reason self belief is so important is that if you don't have it, anytime something is not going to work out, you're going to feel hopeless, and hopelessness always breeds inaction, and inaction ultimately means that you are basically signing up for failure. You are basically signing up for this is something that's not going to work out. And that's the thing with feeling hopelessness, right? Like when you feel hopeless, because see, when you don't believe that something will work, you will not want to do it. That's the truth of it. Like as a human being, when you believe in something, the action that you take is much more smoother, is much more aligned, and is much more consistent. It's like making tea. Like when you're used to making tea, you know exactly what's going to happen, so you do it. But let's say you're making a complicated dish the very first time in your life, you're not really sure if it'll come out good or not. And the more you indulge into that thought that I don't know, maybe I'll ruin it, I will waste my time, effort, and ingredients, the more you indulge into that lack of belief, the more you will feel the resistance to try out that dish. See, you don't know what's going to happen in the end, right? You may follow the instruction completely clearly, and you may get an amazing dish, right? You may find it was easy all along, but because you indulged into that lack of self belief, the chances of you actually taking a chance of making the dish is going to go lower every second. And that is what lack of belief does, right? Specifically when you're building a business, you need a vision for a sustained period of time. It is not just for 1 week. You don't just try for 1 week or a few days and then just give up, right? And that is why it's so important that you actually believe in the process of what you're doing, because if you don't, you're going to feel hopeless, and it's going to take just one setback, one wall, one bad day where you will feel like, okay, nothing is working out and I'm giving up. I can't tell you how many coaches I have seen saying this exact same thing to me, right? In my consultation calls, even in LCTM, or even in the one-on-one like coaching containers I've had with coaches, where this hopelessness is where the wall is, where you feel like nothing is working out and I might as well just give up, right? And behind that hopelessness is always lack of belief, right? Behind that hopelessness is always that I don't really know if this will work or not, right? So there's this exhaustion, because every single day when you have to force yourself to believe in something, it exhausts you, right? Like when you are making tea, that belief comes so easily, but when you're doing something new, making a new dish, that belief feels that, oh my god, I really have to put an effort to believe in it. And that is why belief is something that is very, very important in your journey as a coach. Without it, you're going to make it difficult for yourself internally, even though it is not externally, right? Like something that I often tell, my LCTM students is that as a coach, there is nothing you and I are doing that is rocket science, right? It is nothing where you have to save somebody's life. It is nothing that if you don't do something, somebody's going to die, right? So whatever the work you and I do, like as a coach, whatever I have done as a life coach, be it building up my business skills, marketing, selling, creating an offer, content writing, coaching, all of those were simple skills that were very learnable, right? There's nothing that I have done that I would say that you cannot do. I don't think that. I don't believe that. Right. So being a coach externally is not difficult. It is your level of belief that determines whether whatever it is that you're doing is going to be difficult for you or not. Right. And that is why self belief is also important. So now let's talk about the two types of self belief and what is the difference between both of them. Okay. Just give me one moment. I feel like I'm getting stuck. Okay. I don't think so, but anyway, we are going to have a short live event today, not something very, very long. So now, coming to the two types of self belief. As I told you, there are two types of self belief, right? One is an inherent self belief that comes from within very naturally. When you look at something and you feel like, you know what, I will be able to do it. Like, I know this is going to work. That's inherent self belief. And even in that, there are categories of it. Like, one is you look at something and you know that, you know what, this is just going to work for me. Second is I'm going to make it work. Like, I know that I believe in myself that I'm going to make this work. That's inherent self belief. When you look at something, you want to do it and you feel like, you know what, I will be able to do it, or I want to do it. Like, there is resilience there, right? External self belief is self belief that develops over a period of time when you have been doing something because you see the evidence of it, and that is why it's external, right? That self belief develops over time, over evidence, and over results coming together of whatever you are doing, right? Now, when it comes to inherent self belief, let's just understand where exactly it comes from, right? So, inherent self belief comes from your sense of self worth. Like, how worthy do you feel about building a coaching business? How worthy do you believe that you're going to actually make a difference as a coach, right? How worthy do you believe how you are when you want to ask for a certain price for your coaching program, or when you want to build your coaching business a certain way, right? So that is something that comes from inherent sense of self-worth. Another thing that shapes your like inherent self-belief is the kind of vision you have for your life, right? The stronger the vision that you have for your life, the more you would want to believe in that vision, the more you would want to go after that vision. When your vision is very unclear about what you want your life is going to be, it's very difficult to believe in something, because at the end of the day, it's haziness, it's not really clarity. So inherent self belief is something that comes naturally. External self belief is something that comes from evidence, right? So when, let's say, you start out as a coach and you see that people are giving you compliments on your writing or the way you're marketing, or let's say somebody signs up for your coaching container right away, that builds external evidence that whatever you are doing is something that's working. Now, the problem is that a lot of people tend to rely on external self belief. They wait for something externally to happen to believe in their journey as a coach. And this is where most of them go wrong. So, you have to understand that whatever results that you see in your 3D reality, external reality, is going to be very different. Right? And that is why every coach's journey is very, very different. But if you come from that place that I've been posting for 1 month, I'm not seeing anything, or that I have been a coach for a certain while and I'm not seeing anything, so let me just quit. When you come from that place, right, when you're expecting that there should be evidence from outside of you to make you believe in your own journey as a coach, you are going to ultimately quit. That I can give you in writing. Do you know why? Because business does not go like this. Business goes like this, right? There are valleys and there are peaks to your business. Sometimes in your business you will feel highs that you never thought you would feel. I felt that. But you will also feel lows that you thought you would never feel. I have felt that too. And in fact, every single solopreneur that I've ever spoken to has felt that. Every coach that I have admired in my life has felt that. So you have to understand that a business is like this only. Nobody always has peaks. If somebody is saying that to you, they're lying. Everybody goes through like this. So when you're going through this, right, when you're going through a valley, when you feel like things in your external reality is not working out, your chances of quitting your business is going to be incredibly high. Why? Because you rely on your external reality to give you confirmation, to give you affirmation that things are going to work out for you, right? And that's the problem with relying on external self belief. And that is what a lot of people do. When they start their coaching business, they kind of, give this ultimatum to the universe that, oh, show me that what I'm doing is working. If it doesn't work, and again, their idea of working is that everything should happen according to what they have dreamt of. Everything should happen according to their expectations. They don't really check in whether the expectations I have are right or not, whether the expectations that I have are in proportion to the action that I'm taking or not, right? So when they do that, and most often than not, it doesn't go according to what they're thinking, their chances of quitting becomes very high. And that is why, like, the amount of certified coaches you see on LinkedIn or on Instagram, only 10 to 15% of them are actually making consistent income. Most of them are coaches with a certificate, right? Unpaid coaches, right? So you have to understand that when you start your coaching business, you cannot rely on external evidence only. You have to come from a place of self belief, right? You have to come from a place of that this is something I want to make it work, and I need to make it work because I want to, right? It is a desire based belief, not an ultimatum based belief that I have done this, I'm not seeing anything, let me just quit. A lot of coaches go through this, right, where they consistently feel this helplessness. So evidence based belief or external belief comes from developing skill set, right? The more skill set that you develop in your coaching business, in the sense of your coaching skills as well as business skills, the more you are likely to believe in yourself, because obviously you start to see evidence. It also develops the more you show up, right? The more you show up for your business, the more you are likely to build that belief inside of you. And third is having the patience to see your efforts multiply. The more you have the patience to see your efforts multiply, the more you're actually likely to believe in your business, externally speaking, right? And again, if you notice that all of these are based on action, all of these are based on what part you are playing in your business, right? Which means that when life happens where you have to take a break from your business, or for whatever reason you're unable to show up, when you are going through a phase like that, or when you're not able to give adequate time to your business, again, life happens. When that is the phase you're going through, and you still rely on evidence based belief, right, then it is going to be very difficult for you to pick up from where you left off, right? Because, see, for business, you put in efforts first, then you see the results. For whatever reason, if you're not able to put in effort, you can't expect results right away, right? And that is why evidence based belief is good. It is something you will definitely develop, but it is going to take time. It requires time, it requires patience, and more importantly, it requires you to show up wherever it is that you're not showing up, right? Be it in your coaching skill set or your business skill set. Now let's talk about what can you actually do to build both internal belief and external belief. Okay. um Let me see if you're getting stuck. I don't know, my screen keeps getting frozen. No, I don't think so. Hmm, okay, yeah, I think we're fine. For some reason my screen keeps getting frozen. Now, when it comes to internal sense of self belief, the ideal way of believing in yourself should always be internal, because it is something wherein your anchor is within you, right? External self belief is when you're anchoring your belief into something outside of you, right? You want to see results, you want to see money, you want to see clients, you want to see somebody praising you for you to believe in yourself. And when your anchor of belief is outside of you, it means that it's always going to be conditional, like whether you believe in your business is going to be depending dependent on what is happening outside of you, and that's pretty inconsistent. You can't expect that every day I should get some praises or applauses. You will, as a coach, of course, when you consistently put in effort, you create value, you will, of course. But in the beginning, you can't expect that, and that is where your internal sense of self belief will actually help you start up. So ideally, you should always focus on building internal sense of self belief, because the days you don't have evidence, the days your business is not meeting your expectations, it happens. The day you decide to start out, the day you face your first question from somebody, or the day you feel like nothing is going my way, that is when your internal sense of self belief will carry you, right? Because see, when everything is going right, when your business is meeting your expectations, it is easier to believe in yourself in those days. It is hard to believe in yourself when the business is not, or your career is not. Yeah, I think we're back. All right. I don't know. There is something that keeps on happening with my life these days. Some sort of a issue, but let's try to make it work. Okay. As I was saying, that when everything is not going right in your business, that is when it is the hardest to believe in yourself. When that is when it is hard to believe that all the showing up that you're doing, all the effort that you're putting is actually going to work, right? So on those days, it is your internal sense of self belief that carries you. So your job is to always make that strong, and how you do that is by building an anchor inside of you. So let's understand, like, why is it that some people have an internal sense of self belief whereas some do not? So you have to understand that you learn to believe in yourself very, very early on in your life, right? It comes from the blueprint that you've experienced as a child. So when you have grown up with not believing in yourself, it is very hard to believe in yourself automatically one day, when you've started to build your business, right? Because your personal life and your professional life is not that separate, and you learn to believe in yourself through the childhood experiences that you've had. So for example, if you have had critical upbringing, if you have had parents who never believed in you, if you had parents who always doubted you, who always looked down on you, who never really valued you or your opinions, either directly or indirectly, it becomes very hard for you to learn to believe in yourself, because you learn to believe in yourself through the way your parents have treated you, right? That is how you learn to believe in yourself. So when that is not the case, right, when you have not had healthy parenting, when your childhood experiences have consistently sort of broken your belief in yourself, right, and when you have consistently had some or the other hurt that was not tended to, which is what resulted into unhealed childhood trauma, it is very difficult to believe in yourself, and in that case you tend to anchor your belief into other people. And how to figure it out whether you have childhood trauma or not? Simply ask yourself question: is it natural for me to believe in myself, or is it unnatural, like it takes a lot of effort for me to believe in myself? Is it easier to believe in myself by myself, or it is easier for me to believe in myself when somebody else tells me to, or when somebody else is, let's say, complimenting me, telling me that I'm doing a good job? What is it, right? When it is natural for you to believe in yourself, then there is no childhood trauma there. But when it is very difficult for you to believe in yourself, and you only believe in yourself when you're getting validation from outside, that is when there is unhealed childhood trauma wounds. Now, I have an entire LinkedIn live event on how to believe in yourself. I will put that out. You can watch that there, and I have a lot of LinkedIn live events on this particular topic. You can find that on my YouTube channel. You can just type down my name. And bootcamp that I highly recommend if you're interested in understanding what could be your unhealed childhood traumas that are stopping you from going forward in your life. I have a 4-day boot camp called Healing Childhood Trauma. It's again available in the feature section of my profile. Now, coming back to the point, right? So, your relationship with yourself tends to determine whether it is easy for you to believe in yourself or very hard to believe in yourself, right? So basically notice how your internal chatter is with you, like when things are not going according to your way, do you stay by your side? Do you support yourself? Do you encourage yourself? Do you take care of yourself? Or do you criticize yourself? Do you believe that you're not good enough? Or do you believe that I will never really succeed in life? Or do you believe that I never should have tried? So believing in yourself is either natural to you or unnatural to you. If it is unnatural, then there is unhealed childhood trauma wounds, and for that, I only recommend one-on-one inner work. See, no matter how much I tell you anything, and I don't want to give you any false information. The only thing that works while building internal sense of self-belief is one-on-one work only, because those are trauma wounds that you need personal work on. No amount of group programs will ever, and I truly mean it, ever reach you the depth that you need to build a deep relationship with yourself. Okay, I don't know why is there a power issue, but hopefully it does not happen again. Okay, so as I was saying, that there is no amount of any group coaching program that will ever replace the one-on-one inner work that you need to do to learn to believe in yourself. So if you are at that stage in your career, in your coaching career, where it is very hard for you to believe in yourself, like that is the one thing that's standing between you and your coaching career, then just go do it. Okay, do the one-on-one inner work so that you can get it done, build a good relationship with yourself, and start building your coaching business. Another thing that I often tell coaches is that please remember that you don't have to become god-like figure to build your coaching business. There is not a single coach in this world who has not had inner work issues, right? The whole reason why we go into this field is because we have felt very deeply what it is like to feel alone, to feel that I have problems that nobody else can solve, to feel that I don't really know how to deal with this. So all the coaches that you see in the world are people who have felt pain very deeply, which means that they have had issues. The only thing that they did is they chose to work on it. So you can do your one-on-one inner work, as well as build your coaching business on the side. Those two things are not those two things are not mutually exclusive. In fact, they're mutually inclusive. Anybody who's a fantastic coach is somebody who consistently invests in their inner work, right? So there is nothing called that one day I will become so healed I will be able to help other people. That stage you never reach, okay? Because you're a human being, you're not a god. So if you have a very big problem in believing in yourself, just go do one-on-one inner work, specifically trauma informed work, not talk therapy, not mindset coaching. You can do mindset coaching, but if you have unhealed childhood trauma, then indulge in trauma work. Okay, now let's come to external sense of self-belief. Let's say you are somebody who is still able to believe in yourself, but you're still struggling with believing in your business, right? You're struggling with whether my business is actually going to work out or not. What can you do there? So when it comes to self-belief, like how can you supplement your internal self-belief with external self-belief? First is ask yourself, where exactly do you feel the lack of belief in your business, right? So your business has two parts. One is your coaching skill set, your ability to coach, your ability to help your clients create transformations, your ability to basically um, you know help your clients get what they want, right? That's the coaching skill part. Another is the business skill part, right? Business skill part is whether I'm able to make money through my coaching skills or not. That's it. That's simple, right there and then. Ask yourself, where am I facing problems? Like, do I believe that I am not a good enough coach, like I will not be able to help a client? Or do I believe that I will be able to help a client, but I don't think I know how to make money from my coaching skills? I don't know how to create a business from my coaching skills. Ask yourself, and you will have the answer. You will know where exactly you are good at and where exactly you're not good at. And if you feel that you are not feeling confident in either of them, that is also okay, right? We all start like that, right? And to solve this exact problem, I have my signature coaching program called LCTM, which is Life Coach Training and Monetization Program. It's a lifetime program that is designed for coaches who want to go towards mastery in both their business as well as their coaching skill set. Right. So I work with aspiring coaches as well as existing coaches inside LCTM, and I help them sharpen their coaching skills as well as I help them monetize their coaching business. Right. So if you're somebody who wants to master both of it, you're always welcome inside LCTM. So coming back to the point, as I was saying, that if you feel that I'm not good at my coaching skill set, then the answer is that you have to get either mentored or you have to get inside a coaching program that helps you develop your coaching skill set. Similarly, if you feel that, you know what, I don't really know how to make money from my coaching skills, or I don't know how to run a business, I don't know how to build a business, and that is where you lack belief, right? And evidence, the good thing about evidence based belief is that you can always work on it by taking action. So get yourself enrolled in a program that teaches you sustainable monetization. Okay, I'm using the word sustainable. If you get inside program that teaches you things that you don't feel like you relate with, or you don't want to implement, or you feel like this is just not me, then it's not going to work. I have seen a lot of coaches spend a lot of money on ads. I have seen them go into programs wherein the trainers force them to do things that they never wanted to do. So it was a waste of money, time, and effort. Don't do that. Be inside programs that does not force you to change your fundamental beliefs about things. For example, something that I never teach people inside LCTM is doing something that they don't feel aligned with, right? Because when I started out myself as a life coach, I had a mentor who used to tell us that, go DM people and stuff like that. And that is something that I never really felt very, very comfortable with, right? And I wasted a lot of time blaming myself that, something is wrong with me and that's why I'm not doing that. But to be very honest, I have always gotten all of my clients by people coming to me. I've never really had to reach out to anybody, right? So that was my style of building business. So we all have our own styles, we all have our own individual personalities. So if you build a business that is very against your personality, it's not going to be sustainable. You will either end up blaming you or the trainer or the mentor. So be inside program that does not change who you are but teaches you how to build a business with who you are as a person, right? Wherein you build your business that aligns with your personality. That is exactly what I do with my students at LCTM, because I know what it feels like wherein people tell you that you have to do something ridiculously different and extreme from who you are, right? And that is why inside LCTM I teach my students business skills, that I teach them how to market themselves, I teach them how to sell, I teach them how to create an offer. Basically structured monetization that they can sustainably carry out, right? Another thing that I want to mention is that, when it comes to lack of self belief, specifically where you have a lot of control on, wherein the external sense of belief you have a lot of control on and you can change it much faster than internal or lack of belief, is that you really have to ask yourself, what are you doing with this, right? So a lot of times what is happening, like that I don't believe in myself, that it is something that's bothering me, but you're not really doing anything with that information. So ask yourself, now that I know that I don't believe in myself, right? Now what do I want to do with it? Like, I know this is happening, what do I want to do with it? That's a very important question, because knowing your problem is not enough. Having a path that this is how I'm going to deal with that problem is going to keep it clear and frustration free for you. For a lot of coaches, they're in the middle. They know that they don't believe in themselves, neither do they want to go back. See, if you don't believe in yourself and you don't want to do anything about it, that's okay, just quit, right? The business, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with quitting. But you can't say that I lack self belief but I'm not going to do anything about it. That is the frustration phase. That is where you will feel angry at yourself, at the world. You will feel like a victim. Don't be in that phase. Either do something about it or completely let it be, right? Let your coaching career be something that you do on the side, but you're not really expecting it to turn into a business. That is also fine. But decide, put a date to that, if I lack self belief and I don't want to have this, I'm going to do something about it, right? And both external or internal. Some people have internal self belief, but they have not seen enough results in their business to believe in their business. In that case, you have to work on external sense of self belief. And for those who have external belief, like they believe that the business will work but they lack belief in themselves, for them they need to work on internal sense of self belief. But make sure that you're putting a date to whatever it is that you want to do. Don't be stuck in the middle phase. That is the worst part. That is where most coaches are either neither moving forward, nor neither moving forward in their business nor moving forward in other areas of their life. They're just stuck in the middle. Don't do that, right? It's okay to not want to build a business also. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, right? Now, another thing that really helps when it comes to building an external sense of self belief is checking that are your expectations really in proportion to the action that you're taking. So, a lot of coaches are very used to consuming a lot of content. They're used to consuming a lot of personal growth content, reading this, reading that. So, in their head, their goals are very big. In their head, they have reached to the point that I want to charge this much, I want to do this much, I want to do this, I want to do that. But in their action, in their reality, they're not doing anything in proportion to that. So for example, if you want to charge, let's say, 6 figures for your coaching offer, are you showing up like that? Are you marketing like that? Do you have the identity of somebody who can quote that offer? Have you actually built client creation funnel in your business? Have you created a system for your business? If your answer is no, 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 then it does not matter how far ahead are you in your brain. You are not ahead in real life. So you have to close the gap. If you believe that right now my goal is to build a six-figure business, then come back to real life and take the action that you're supposed to take. Don't go daydreaming in your head and doing nothing in your real life. That is again a recipe for frustration. That is again a recipe for feeling very bitter that something is not working out, or feeling hopeless and all of that stuff. So ask yourself, whatever it is that I'm expecting from my business, right? That this should happen, that should happen. Am I actually taking action like that? External world and internal world. Sometimes you are taking the action that you think you need to take in your external world, but in internal world you still have those receiving blocks. Internal world you still don't believe in yourself. In internal world you still believe that you're not good enough. So ultimately blocking your success. And this is something that we're going to talk about in the upcoming live sessions also. That how you know you could be blocking your business success internally. But the point is that whatever your expectations from your business are, ask yourself, am I taking action from that identity? Am I showing up truly like a six-figure business owner? Am I taking actions like that? Am I quoting offers like that? Am I selling like that? Am I marketing like that? That is how you close the gap, and that is how you truly build a self-belief externally also, right? As I told you, that self-belief is a building exercise. It is not something that you do one day and that's it, you have done it for the rest of your life. As like, since you don't expect that you will forever be in this phase in your life, you can't expect that whatever self belief right now you have is enough. The more you aim higher, the more your body and your mind will require you to believe in it. So self belief is something that you work on for the rest of your life. That it is an exercise. You just have to decide whether it is something that you want to do or not, right? Because the bigger your goals, the bigger the amount of self belief you will need. That's it. That is something that you have to understand. When you see other coaches do very very well in their career, do very very well in their business, you have to understand that they've had to work on their self belief for that, not just on internet, not just externally, but actually on the self belief. Because you can't go out there and expect that people will pay you or work with you when you don't believe in yourself. Because you see, we can sense lack of self belief, right? When you are sitting across somebody who does not believe in themselves, you can sense it, right? And nobody works with people who do not believe in themselves. Because when in our business, people come to feel anchored in us. When you are not anchored in yourself, the other person cannot anchor in you, and as a result they will not feel safe enough to actually work with you. So you have to understand that building self belief is non-negotiable, right? You either do it through one-on-one work, or you do it in a group program. It does not matter to me how you do it, but please do it. Without that, you're going to feel hopelessness very very quickly. Now, I created a 3-day bootcamp a while back called Building a Six-Figure Life Coaching Business in 2026. I have explained in detail what is it that you really need to do step by step to build a business which scales to six figures, what you need to do, what you do not need to do, where you get stuck, and everything. So if you would like to get your hands on that, you can get that by DMing me Blueprint, or you can also find that in the feature section of my profile. Going forward, we are going to do a lot more live events on who we need to become, instead of just what we need to do to build a life coaching business. So keep an eye out for that. And if you have any questions about this particular topic today, it was a rather small discussion. Usually I do a live event which is quite long. So whatever questions you may have, feel free to reach out to me, either on LinkedIn or even on WhatsApp if you're in my free community called the Empowered Coach. And if there's a specific topic that you would like me to discuss over here, again, my DMs are open and you can always reach out. Thank you so much for those who joined in. Bye bye.